Hey everyone, welcome back to the Real 1%, here with Big Papa D Killa and my brand new co-host.
Hi guys, I'm Scarlett.
Alright, so she doesn't have a mic name just yet, but with your help, she might have one. Even if it's crazy, it'll catch on. So send your ideas, which by the way, we did just create an email specifically just for the podcast. Any questions, answers, comments, anything, you guys can email to it. If for any reason you don't catch it on the podcast while we're talking, it'll be in the description of the podcast along with the link to the voice messages that you guys can send here on Anchor on the program we use. And we can put your questions, your voice questions on the show, your voice comments on the show, anything like that. You guys are as part of the show as much as we are. We just happen to be the ones talking. And without further ado, my co-host here is going to tell you guys all about the email, the rules, what we want, what we made it for, things like that.
Yeah, so for those of you listening, the email is thereal1% oh my gosh, at AOL.com. AOL is very old school. It's what I have.
Serious?
But it's the only email website that would allow me to use the podcast name. And so I thought that would be easier rather than making some random title that didn't make any sense. But the point of the email is basically to get your guys' feedbacks, any tips that you want to give us, any topics you want to hear us talk about, if we're that cool to you guys. And we are going to start doing questions at the end. We might answer them, but we just want to ask random questions to reach out to you guys, have you guys interact with us, and maybe, if it's really interesting, we'll read it, right?
I mean, we're going to read it anyway. I'm not that mean, I promise. But, yeah, we will, the most interesting answers we will talk about. We will somewhat bring a discussion up from it. So, anyway, since it is January, it is still technically the new year. So the topic for this week's show is called New Year, New You.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds really basic. I'm not saying like basic, but basic.
It doesn't matter.
So, this episode is pretty much talking, well, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions, how to do it, how, if you want to get back in shape, how to start out, how to do it, fun ways to do it, things like that. Just like everyone else, we all make New Year's wishes, hopes, things like that, you know? So we just want to be on your side about it. We want to help you because not everyone has the absolute determination to get back in shape, to get back into the old pants that you can't fit in anymore, you know? Things like that. So we do have a couple things to talk about the New Year's resolutions, working out, things like that. But this is only the first of it. So every week we'll be talking about topics like this, and whether your months off and you get and you hear the first podcast of this year and you think you can answer it, hey, we'll still be answering questions. So don't ever think you're too late to answer any questions of any past episodes that we've done. So just keep that in mind. No matter when you hear it, you can always send us your answers of any of the questions, any suggestions, anything that you've done. If something has worked for you, we want to know about it. Because, I mean, everyone's in the 1% of something. So just keep that in mind, because that's what we do.
Shout-outs. Shout-outs are cool.
Yeah, shout-outs are cool. Alright. So, in this part, so now, we just stopped the recording for a little bit on the computer. So we're going to start on the first part of the show. That was just the intro. We're going to start on the first part of the show, which is going to be, hold on a second, I got to add it to the show. All right, so every show we have is actually like 20 to 30 minutes long. What we're recording is more than just a show. We're gonna be here on YouTube. We're recording the bloopers, the distractions that she has because she looks like she's in space right now. Also, like we're gonna be recording the breaks in between, the things that we're gonna think about, that we want to talk about, any ideas. So even here on YouTube, you guys, if you guys stumble upon this video, no matter what it is, no matter who you are, leave a comment, suggestions, questions, ideas of future shows we can do, and I mean, we'll listen. We got nothing else to do other than listen to you guys. You know, that's why we're here. So the first part of the show is going to be New Year's resolution, all right? Okay. So just think about what you can say about that. All right. So, and we're back here on The Real 1%. To start off the show, we are going to talk about New Year's resolutions.
Ooh.
I mean, you've done a New Year's resolution, right, Scarlett?
Yes, I have.
So what is the same resolution that you do almost every year?
Oof. Well, a very common one throughout the years is actually exercising.
Oof. All right. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you've tried a ton of things, like working out wise, and have you been able to stick with any of them?
I mean, you know me. I do it for about 2 weeks and then nothing. That's the end of it.
Oof. Yeah. She doesn't even make it past the first stage of being sore. So this is why we're doing this podcast. So New Year's resolution, it can be anything from improving a relationship to working out to being a better person, being less selfish, things like that, you know? A New Year's resolution is originally meant to just make hopes into wishes. The difference between a hope and a wish is hoping is you're hoping that someone changes it. You're hoping that somehow, some way, magically, it just things change so that you change, right? But a wish is, it's even further away than a hope, because a wish is something that you want to happen, but you don't want to do it yourself, that you don't know how to. So I want to make those New Year's resolutions, I want to help you make them into a reality. Everyone's talking about New Year's resolutions. Yeah, it's January something.
I mean, next Friday is your birthday.
Oh yeah, next Friday's my birthday. Alright, it's like the 19th. Is it the 19th? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so it's like mid-January and people are still talking about New Year's resolutions, right? Oh yeah. Anyway, so the date was on the computer, and I didn't see it. So, New Year's resolutions, yeah, wishes, hopes, aspirations. You know, they're all things that you want to happen, but unless you yourself take action and want to change yourself, you won't. No change will happen. You can't just hope for it and be like, oh, I had an epiphany and I'm gonna start living my life from zero now. It just doesn't work like that. You can never start from zero. All you can do is keep going and change as you go. There's no way to restart adulthood. Trust me. Everyone has wanted to, but you can't do that. Alright, so for right now, we're going to talk about the most common New Year's resolution, which is losing weight, getting back in shape, starting a healthier lifestyle, that kind of stuff. Right? So, here on YouTube, which, by the way, we're doing at the same time that we're doing this show, I probably should have combed my hair. You know that?
I mean, you don't always, so...
I probably should have combed my hair.
He's giving you the real 100% him right now?
Yeah. I'm like this all day, every day. Alright, so, a New Year's resolution, how to do it. All right. So to start off, you have to think of an absolute goal that you want to, that of who you want to be at the end of this year. So, for example, Scarlett, who do you want to be at the end of this year?
Well, I mean, obviously I want to be Scarlett, but if somebody were to say, like, if I were to walk up to somebody and hear them talking about me, and, like, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, you know, obviously people talk about you because I guess they have nothing else to do, but if I were to eavesdrop on that conversation, I would want to hear things like, oh, she really loves her husband, she's a great mother to her 3 fur babies, she's hardworking, like, she's not perfect, but she'll do her best, she'll try her hardest. And those are kind of things that I like, I want to hear people say about me, and I guess those are the biggest things so far. Yeah. How about you?
Well, for me, all right. So the person I want to be at the end of the year is, I just want to make it through alive. Honestly, I want to make it feeling good, being the best person that I can be at the moment with my resources, with my mentality, with my health. You know? Yeah, I can rely on what other people say. That's where you and I differ, you know?
I mean, that's just my personality type.
Yeah. I try to be self-reliable as much as I can. Yeah, I mean, what other people say about me does get to me sometimes, you know? Like...
You're a rock, is what you
yeah,
said?
I apparently, according to everyone else in the world...
Not me.
Except Scarlett, I have the personality of a rock. Which I still don't know what that means, but it is what it is, you know? So, if I'm insensitive to anything, I'm sorry. It's my personality of a rock. So, anyway, so how to do it. So first you got to decide who you want to be at the end of this year. You know, for me, I want to be healthy, I want to be strong, because me as a husband, I want to be able to support my wife, even the fur babies, you know?
Fur babies, they're important.
Yeah, they're alright. I'm kidding. Yes, they are important. I want to be able to support them. I want to be able to stay strong when they're not. Physically, mentally, emotionally, you know? So that's where I am. And I honestly haven't made a New Year's resolution in years. But, like, unintentionally, like, I start working out at the beginning of the year, and then I stop. And I'm like, why did I even start? I don't know.
I mean, you go in spurts, and you have, like, longer spurts than I do, but you go really, like, as people say, ham at it for a while, and then it kind of slowly dies off.
It does, because I get lazy.
I mean, we all do.
I get super lazy.
We all do.
Alright, so anyway, so first things first. If you decided you don't want to gain a lot of muscle mass, you just want to get back in shape, you want to slim up, or slim down, whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. English isn't my first language, don't judge me. You want to slim down, you know, you want to fit into those old pants that you couldn't fit in before. I mean, hey, we've recently met a couple that does hot yoga.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Like, at first, I looked at the guy, and I was like, you know, I've tried hot yoga, and I can't even do the stretches.
You tried it?
I've tried it. When I tried it, it was with someone who does hot yoga to speed metal.
I don't understand that.
It was hot, and it was fast.
Oh, okay.
It was hot and fast. It was a blur.
That sounds weird.
Anyway. Yeah, and I couldn't do the stretches. I work out, but I work out how I know because I know my body, you know? And just just like that, it's, I don't know. Yoga is something else.
Yoga's my thing.
Sure, let's go with that. Yoga is her thing. She'll stretch and she'll literally break a sweat sometimes, and I won't understand. I just can't understand it. Anyway, so if you want to slim down, try yoga, Pilates, that kind of thing. If you want to bulk up, if you want some muscle, it depends on your level of wanting that muscle. Because you can go anywhere from just going to the gym 3 times a week, and then going harder and harder, or even, hey, I've worked out, it seems really easy to me, so I'll try doing CrossFit. CrossFit is intense. Just so you know, CrossFit is intense. Yeah, Scarlett here obviously doesn't like it, but some people do, so you can just do that. Or, hey, maybe working out isn't your thing. Just go on a walk, Go on a 20-minute walk before work, go on a 20-minute walk after work. Honestly, walks do a lot for you.
My high school workout was just dance.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, really, it's just what you enjoy doing.
That's true.
You have to think of it as something that's somewhat enjoyable, or like you find, I don't know, good endorphins from it or whatever. But if it's something that you're like lagging on, that you feel like, oh, I have to do this is awful, you're not going to continue it.
Right? And Just Dance. Oh my gosh. You better have a water bottle next to you, or 2, because for some reason, I break a sweat doing Just Dance more than just working out.
It's so fun.
It's crazy. I don't know about you, but Just Dance is like a massive cardio workout for me, and my heart can't take it.
I mean, that's why they have a Just Sweat setting on there.
My heart can't take it. Let's just stay with that.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, if you're into video games, there's Just Dance. There's the Wii Fit. If you still have the old school Wii, or the Switch, or anything in between, there's Just Dance. If you get like a $10 subscription to the Just Dance thing, you can use like 2,000 songs to choose from.
It's unlimited from all of the ones that have been released, all the ones that are on the internet, and so on.
Right? Which is pretty cool. I mean, we use that, and you can stop whenever you want. Like, you can pay just for a month at a time, and then if you don't use it the next month, you don't have to pay for it, It's pretty cool. And there's also a game called the Ring Fit game on the Switch. So that game, it's like, if you're in love with adventure games, things like that, you literally have to run in place to move in that game. It also has like, the ring is super resistant to anything, any type of exercise. It made my chest work out. It burned. I felt the burn.
The thing I like about the game is it not only ties in adventure with workout into one, but you can't cheat. It's impossible, because you have the ring, and then you have the other controller strapped to your leg. And with the Wii, you could cheat. You can just swing the remote, and it says you're doing perfect. And kind of the same with the Switch, but with the Ring Fit Adventure, no cheating allowed.
Right.
So sorry, you slackers.
Yeah. So you go big or go home in that one. Anyway.
But I mean, there's mini games too. It's not just the adventure.
Yeah, and the good thing about that is that you can play with multiple people, but you each have your account on the game. So each account, you start out with your own personal resistance. So like, for example, my resistance is on 17, while her resistance is like on like 14 or 13.
It's lower.
It's lower. Let's go with that. It's lower. So the same game that she does is harder for me, while we're both trying to do the same thing. And it sucks.
I mean, it's adjusted to our own levels,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
don't hurt ourselves.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's that game. It's really cool. We did not think it would be... Well, at first I didn't think it would be a good investment. I didn't think it would be a good investment until I started playing it. Which, by the way, it was actually really, really cool to play. And sorry, rudely interrupted over here by the old man.
For baby number 1, Rufus.
The old man. Anyway, so, alright. So if you don't feel like working out or playing games or anything like that, honestly, what you can do is look up eating healthy.
Pinterest.
Yeah, Pinterest. If you're a Pinterest or anything like that, like if you're a fanatic of that, look it up. Look up eating healthy. Honestly, you can keep shopping the way you shop, grocery shop the way you grocery shop, however you do it. Honestly, it's just how you cook the food. It's you don't have to. I mean, yeah, obviously if you get like 3 boxes of Twinkies, you might want to slow down.
Have you done that?
I don't buy the Twinkies. I just eat them. I really don't. I just eat the Twinkies. I don't buy them. They are not in any of my budgets.
I don't buy them.
Whatever. I drink ginger ale and water. Alright? Leave me alone. Anyway, so yeah, honestly, me personally, as a person who has worked in the culinary field for a while, I can tell you there's a million different ways to cook chicken, there's a million different ways to cook vegetables, there's a million different ways to make soup. Just soup, you know? And honestly, it just depends on how you cook it. You can cook fried chicken a whole different way and it'll still be healthy. You know, it honestly just takes a little bit of research. You don't have to change any habits right away. You don't have to change your whole diet, because taking a complete 180 in your diet is gonna start out bad before it gets better.
And plus, it's better to start small than completely cut yourself off from everything. Like, so far the best success stories I've heard is where they start by doing one little thing at a time and then like advancing as they go. Like, don't cut out chocolate just yet. Do it when you're ready.
Don't cut it out. Just slowly ease out of it.
Yeah.
Like, if there's more than one person in your house, divide the chocolate.
Or the Twinkie in your case.
Hey, I don't buy them. I don't buy the Twinkies. I just eat them. I don't steal the Twinkies either. I don't buy them. Anyway, so, moving on. If you are eating healthy, if you are working out, and for some reason you think it's just not working for you, and you're starting to lose motivation, you're starting to see the fun in it, you're starting to just die down from the new year, I mean, you don't have to go to the gym, you don't have to work at home, you don't have to do anything alone. You know, there are so many places that you can go, whether it's on foot, just taking a walk to this place, walking around town, those kinds of things. You know, you can go hiking. Hey, here in Arizona, you can go to Camelback Mountain, and that is the hardest place to hike because it's hard. You can go to Piestewa Peak, which is supposedly the moderate difficulty one. It does have a little bit more steepness, and if you plan on taking your dog, you can't take your dog because it says no dogs.
The one we like to go on is the Mormon Trail. The
Mormon Trail on South Mountain, and those do allow dogs. It's really fun to go on. It is like a 4 or 5 mile hike, so you have to be prepared.
But it's worth it.
It is worth it. The sights you see
are gorgeous.
They're like, you couldn't tell if you're just listening, but I did like.
He did the little.
That's no description whatsoever. Anyway.
The okay kind of symbol with your hand.
Like I approve.
But it also works out better too if you have somebody supporting you.
It does.
I.e. this podcast for you.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I mean, you can go hiking, make some new friends. I mean, trust me, when you go hiking, there is not one person that does not say good morning to you.
I mean, like hiking friends too, when they get into like the weird healthy gels, like they're weird people, but they're really nice and they're really fun and energetic. And if they have what you want, hanging out with them or just being around them can help you get so much closer to that goal. Like, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be that percentage of people in this world that is able to keep your New Year's resolution.
Right? Which is what? Like 92% doesn't stay with their New Year's resolution by the beginning of February.
I don't know statistics.
Anyways. Alright, so or you can, if you have a bike and you like being on your bike, you can bike almost anywhere, you know? Use your bike, go to fun places.
Take pictures.
Don't concentrate on the destination. Concentrate on the trip.
Mm-hmm. The experience.
The experience. Go sightseeing on your bike. You will find new things that you have never seen before. Don't concentrate on the bum over there on the corner. Okay?
Concentrate on what Mother Nature wanted you to see.
Right? We have eyes for a reason. Don't take them for granted. That's all I can say. Alright, so up next is we're going to talk about perfect motivators. So perfect motivators are if you have a dog that likes to run, take them on walks that end up in runs. Just saying. If there's a canal, if there's like a park that you can run by, take them. Because they will push you harder than you can push yourself. Because they want to go as fast as they can. And trust me, you are the only one that's going to benefit from it. Because you're going to be going on a run. You're going to work out more than you could push yourself. And when you get home, you know who's going to be so tired they can't jump on you?
The fur baby.
The fur baby. Like, they will be so tired, they will just lay down and take a power nap.
That's every parent's dream.
It's just like with a toddler, Like, you want them to take a nap. Be like, why are you awake right now?
You want them to tire themselves out so they crash, and you just get you time.
Right? And it's honestly, they are the best motivators that you can have. And if it's not your dog, if you don't have a dog, if you don't have a pet, honestly, the best motivator you can have, other than that, is what? Speed metal?
I guess.
Okay, not speed metal, but like music, if you rely on the beat, like you can listen to like alternative music, indie music, that kind of stuff, Like me personally, I'll listen to like Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil, A Day to Remember, Falling in Reverse. Falling in Reverse is pretty good.
I mean, for me, sometimes I like to listen to oldies but goodies, or like throwback songs. Otherwise, if I'm really tired and I need to keep going, I'll find songs that have really good, like the sound has that upbeat, or just like I want to say techno. I don't know if it's techno, but like it just has that really constant, like keep you going beat.
Like the electronic beats.
Yeah.
Alright, so for the last part of today's topic, I want to talk about the One Punch Man challenge, right? So this is a challenge. If any of you have ever seen anime, or have ever just seen One Punch Man, or have heard of him, that he worked out so hard to be a hero that he lost his hair. Like, he worked out so hard that his hair just fell off. Don't you dare. I have not worked out that hard, and my hair is not falling off. It's just short, okay? Leave me alone. See, this is the type of bullying that
It's out of love.
Yeah. Bullying is bullying. Anyway, so Yeah, so the One Punch Man challenge. So in the show, in the anime, it's literally a cartoon that people have taken to heart because he has no special abilities. He started out below average, without a job, without a path to go on, without parents to like back him up. And he started out giving himself the biggest commitment of his life, which is becoming the best hero that he could be. You can't tell me that everyone has never thought about being a hero in their life. Everyone wants to be a hero. Whether you're little and you're seeing Power Rangers, or you see the Superman movies or the Spider-Man movies and you want to be like them. Not like them, but you want to be a hero. You know, you want that recognition. That's what he wanted. He wanted to save people, not because of the fame, but because it was something that his heart told him he could do, you know? So anyway, so in that show, he has a specific workout plan. So he does 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and a 6-kilometer run, which is, what, 1 kilometer is like 3 miles or something like that? So he does a pretty long run. So he does a 6-kilometer run. And he did that every day. And he worked out every day until, for 3 years, he did that and his hair fell off. Right? So now in the show he has no emotion because he's super strong and he's stronger than everyone. But the point is that so many people on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, just about everywhere, have tried to do this challenge for 100 days. And they couldn't. We saw this guy that made it up to day 94, and he couldn't do it because apparently his job got in the way. But I mean, if he could do it every other day, you know, make time for it. Anyway, not criticizing him, but he did get pretty far. And within the first 30 days, he lost 10% of his body fat, and he had more tone. He didn't use any machines. He didn't use a treadmill. He didn't use any motivators or anything. But he did the YouTube video so he would be held accountable for that challenge. So he can't stop halfway. And so doing that challenge, if for any reason any of you have thought about starting that challenge, how he did it is he started at 50% and worked his way up. He didn't start out at 100% doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and a 6-kilometer run, because he couldn't. Like, half the time at the end of his run, he looked like he was dying. I really thought he was going to puke out his lung. So I mean, just start out slow, go faster. And that's a challenge that everyone has been wanting to do, whether you've seen the anime or not. It's a challenge that's really hard to do. And that's only 100 days. Imagine doing it for 3 years. I don't even think that the show's been out that long. No. And so that is the last of the New Year's resolution workout stuff that I wanted to talk about. So my co-host here has some questions, and they're questions for you, they're questions for me, and like I said, the email will be in the description of the YouTube video and on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Podcasts, on every platform that we have this podcast on. Right? The email will be there, and so will the link to the voice messages. And we do strongly suggest send us the voice messages. They will be there. We will get alerts. We will check them out. And if it's anything personal, we will contact you personally and talk to you about it.
And if you don't want us to say your name or anything like that, just say so, and we don't have to.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, right now I have to go get some more water.
Oh, okay.
So, We will continue this in a little bit. Just need a little break.
Break time.
Break time. And yeah.